What if I told you that between 2020 and 2023, over 4.1 billions of taxpayer money was quietly being looted? Not by a shadowy offshore syndicate, not by some genius hacker in a dark room, but through a government scheme designed to help small businesses. And the most powerful tax authority in the UK knew about it and did almost nothing for years. This is the story of the R&D tax credit scandal, the biggest tax fraud in modern British history, and why, if you're a UK taxpayer or business owner, you need to understand this right now. The £4 billion scam that HMRC couldn't stop. Let's go back to the year 2000. The dot-com bubble is in full swing. The UK government launches R&D tax credits. The idea? Simple, brilliant, noble. If you're a small business doing genuine research, the government will give you a chunk of your money back. For 20 years, it worked. Thousands of legitimate tech startups used it to fund innovation. The government spent £8 billion a year on this. But here's the fatal flaw no one talked about. It was hidden in plain sight. You didn't need to prove your R&D in advance. You claimed it, HMRC paid it, and then, if they ever got around to it, they might check it later. In 2020, HMRC was checking just 1% of all R&D claims. 1%. I think you already know. So tell me, what do you think happened next? This is where it gets ugly. By 2021, a new industry had quietly emerged in the UK. R&D tax credit consultants. Firms that would approach small businesses, pubs, restaurants, hair salons, promising government cash. One investigation by the Times found advisors were helping a pub claim R&D tax credits for creating a vegan menu. A vegan menu, seriously. These weren't criminals hiding in basements. They had offices, websites, LinkedIn profiles. Some were operating as legitimate accountancy firms. The claims flooded in. Billions of pounds went out the door. HMRC eventually found that more than 1 in 4 SME claims contained fraud, 25%. A quarter of all claims gone. By the time they measured the damage, the total loss had hit £4.1 billion. To put that in perspective, that's enough to fund the NHS for several weeks. Stolen. Through paperwork. All of it stolen. Through the system. In September 2024, HMRC finally raided R&D tax consultancy firms across the UK. This came just one day after the Chancellor announced 5,000 new compliance officers. The timing? Not a coincidence. For 8 years, the UK had a law sitting on the books, the Criminal Finances Act, that made it a criminal offence for a company to fail to prevent the facilitation of tax evasion, not just the person who committed the fraud, the firm that enabled it, the accountancy practice, the consultancy, the advisors. Every single one of them is now on the hook. For 8 years, MPs called it a paper tiger. No prosecutions. None. Zero. Until everything changed in August 2025. The era of looking the other way is over. The reckoning has officially begun. In August 2025, HMRC charged Bennett Verby Limited with failure to prevent the facilitation of tax evasion. This was historic, the first prosecution of its kind. The paper tiger had roared. HMRC increased compliance checks from 1% to 20% almost overnight. Penalties can now reach 200% of the tax owed. The era of easy money is over. Here's what you need to avoid. Rule 1. Never let a specialist file claims without scrutiny. Rule 2. Never ignore HMRC nudge letters. Ignoring them only makes it worse. Rule 3. Don't conflate avoidance and evasion. The line is moving. And Rule 4. If you're a director, your payroll liability is personal, even after a company closes. HMRC is not your friend, but it's not your enemy. It's a system. And in 2025, that system has teeth. Stay clean, stay documented. £4.1 billion was stolen for years. And now, every single business in the UK is being scrutinized harder because of the ones who cheated. The message from HMRC in 2025 is unmistakable. The paper tiger has teeth now, and they're not afraid to use them. Whether you're a startup founder, a freelancer, or a director, the best thing you can do is stay clean, stay documented, and work with advisors who will stand behind their advice. Because the ones who won't, they're already in a Manchester Crown Court waiting for their trial date. And if nobody else is going to explain this stuff to you clearly, I will. If this opened your eyes, share it. And tell me, have you ever received an R&D claim pitch? I want to know.